Hey YouTube, this is going to be a review of my 2004 Honda XR650L, and probably more of a review. It's going to be more of my opinion of the bike. And there won't be any great off-road footage in this one. I've moved a bunch of video files around and I can't find any off-road footage. But trust me, I don't ride it around like a trail bike. But here we go. It's a 2004 Honda XR650L. My first impression when buying the bike, I bought the bike about 3 years ago. I put about 6,000 miles on the bike, 6,000. I'm just a weekend rider. And my first impression of the bike was, it's tall. There's no getting around that fact. I'm 5'11"-ish. I've probably shrunk a little bit over the years. 32-inch inseam in my flip-flops. And yeah, hence the name on my channel, Tippy Toe Rider. Yeah, it's not a bike for short people, unless you lower it. You can do that, but it's a tall bike. But it's something you do get used to rather quickly. You just learn to compensate for it, and the height doesn't bother you after a while. Also, it's a heavy bike. I think I weighed mine with a full tank of gas, and I think I had my rack on the back at the time, and it came in unofficially right at 350 pounds, which is light compared to some bikes. When you're actually riding the thing off-road, it's a pretty heavy bike when you have to pick it up, let's just say that. And when I first bought the bike, I was thinking, you know, I am going to take this thing and ride it down the freeway at 80 miles an hour, fully packed with gear, and I'm gonna pop off onto some side road and ride it like a trials bike. And boy, no, that's not what you do with these bikes. You see here, I'm doing some twisties and stuff, and I live in a great area that has country roads just right out my back door. In fact, I can ride these twisty country roads all the way up to the riding area, the OHV area, where we do ride the dirt bikes. And I blast this thing around logging roads. So these twisty canyon carving roads, logging roads, this bike is great at that. I'm running the Dunlop D606 tires on it, and I'm actually pretty impressed at how well they do on pavement. They don't last long at all. I think I've got about 1,500 miles on my rear tire, and I'm starting to look at it and think, maybe I need to start thinking of another tire. I tried a set of the Shinko 244s. I really liked those tires on it. I didn't like the front so much off-road. It was a little squirrely, but they were good tires. I do like the D606s better. They just don't last as long. I do run a windshield on it, which makes a big difference, but I don't have that on when I go dual sporting. I take that off because I really don't need to guillotine myself on a windshield. But when you're blasting down little country roads like this, it makes a difference. People ask, young people, hey, how fast does it go? My answer to that is, it does the speed limit. I've got it geared down. I run 1448 when I'm off-road. I run 1548 when I'm on the road. Stock gearing is 1545. If I ever decide to try to take it any long distances, I'll probably go back to stock gearing. That'll make it a lot better for pavement riding. I don't tend to ride it more than maybe 100 or so miles at a shot. Went out one time, I think we did about a 200-mile day once, kind of up over the mountains to the coastal range in Oregon, or through the coastal range, I should say, to the coast, and back around up through the mountain roads and stuff. And it did pretty good. I haven't loaded it down yet to take like a long droning ride. We live in the Portland area of Oregon, and I'm thinking about riding it up north of Seattle this summer. But I'll take back roads if I can, rather than droning down the freeway. I don't think it would be any fun doing that. So all in all, if you're looking for a good solid dual sport, it's a great bike. I've ridden the KLR 650, and I've ridden the DRZ 400. And I will have to say that the XR650L falls right in between the KLR650 and the DRZ400. The KLR is way better for commute. Well, I don't know about commuting. Commuting, this would be a good bike, but for like more freeway sections and more comfortable ride, that'd be the one to do. The DRZ off-road is way better, way lighter, way better. At least Mark's 400 that I've ridden has great suspension. That thing is fantastic to ride. This bike's a little heavy in the tight stuff off-road, like the single track and stuff. Probably because it's tall, probably because it's heavy, and probably because it's got, you know, a big engine in it, and it's a lot of rotating mass, so it just doesn't like to turn quickly or do anything like that. Plus the, oh, look at that guy. Yeah, see that? Thanks for being in my lane. At any rate, so the suspension isn't the best on it. I did put a Superbrace fork brace on it, and that made a big difference, but I got a lot more feedback from riding on the pavement. So off-road, it really helps keep the bike from wandering so badly. But yeah, on-road, yeah, you definitely get more feedback, which at first can be a little unnerving until you get used to it. So there you have it. Here's my 2004 XR650L. I love it. I love it for what it is. I think about selling it sometimes, but I think I'll hang on to it for a while. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.